Okay, guys, here at the Harlingen Police Department, let's see if we can get some answers regarding that body shop incident situation. See how it goes. Hello. So I need to speak to someone in traffic or abandoned vehicles.
This will be the crash report.
Yeah.
Two pages front and back.
Are you trying to find a vehicle? How can we know?
And here you go.
I'm trying to find out if the city or police department is aware of vehicles that are being parked on public property that belong to a private company.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay, I'll see if we have somebody.
okay, thank you. So I couldn't help but notice that these benches for the public to sit on seem a lot like the back of a police car, that little plastic seat that you sit in. I just find that kind of funny. Reporting this, just so you know. So I'm an independent journalist, and I happened to notice upon walking past the public park on the 500 block of West Van Buren, I believe it is. There's a body shop, Jaime Rodriguez Body Shop. So I started noticing that in every single parking lot, there are vehicles with insurance companies written on there. They're all missing bumpers, they all need repair. And so eventually I got to the very end, and every single parking space is taken up with their vehicles. And then you go across the street to where their shop is, same thing. They got all the parking spots full. Then I started walking north on D Street, both sides of that street also full of damaged vehicles. And some of them have been there a long time. There's like grass growing underneath
And
them.
you're on Van Buren Street?
It may not be La Placita.
La Placita.
La Placita. So sort of like literally La Placita here, and then both sides of the street completely full with cars from the body shop. And they got all this writing on them: Dent, repair, sent in this date, that date.
In the parking spaces.
And all the parks. So there's no, where do I park to go to the park? Now I get it's a
I haven't
public.
noticed that, but
I know it's a public park, and there's all the normal stuff you expect going on in a public park. But my point is, you're a tourist coming to Harlingen, you can't park anywhere. Every single spot is taken up by this body shop. And I'm thinking, okay, these are public spaces, but it's a private company. Now, okay, let me go back to going down D Street. I went north on D Street, both sides of that street, all their cars. And then you go down the back alley behind D Street, all the dumpsters are full of bumpers. One is, completely full. We're talking about full-size dumpsters here, completely full of components, electronics, wires. So they're using up the dumpsters. I don't know if they're their dumpsters. They look like the ones for the city because they're all the same going down the whole alleyway. So my question is, can I open up a body shop on the next corner and use up both sides of the public street and the public park for my vehicles that are being repaired?
well, what I'd like to do is I'd like to look into what you're saying is true. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna have my highway guys go out there.
Yeah, I was asking for someone in traffic or parking or.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's easier just, so, it's Jaime Rodriguez Body Shop, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And this isn't like it's not a feud or a competition thing.
No.
It's just simply an observation. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Aren't these public parking spaces?
Right.
Where does the average person get to park? And how can the city not know about this? This is a huge operation. I mean, we're talking about like 2 full city blocks
Of
from
just
where,
wrecked vehicles.
of all just wrecked vehicles. And some have been there a long time. You can see like the grass growing underneath them. So I know like if you have a car out in front of your house, you can get fined and stuff. And so how are these guys able to do this? Are they rotating them out in just enough time to skip them being ticketed, or what else is what's going
if
on?
these vehicles stay, we have a city ordinance. So if they're parked anywhere, I think it's like 30 days or something, we'll tag them.
Okay,
And if they go beyond that, then we tow them out of there. But I need to find out if
yeah.
they've even been seen.
Sure.
This may have been overlooked.
I'll be honest, if you're driving down the street and you can only see the rear of all the vehicles, you may or may not notice it. I would think the graveyard guys might probably be a little bit more aware of it, because it's strange to have that many cars parked late at night.
Right.
So it should have been like, whoa, why are these guys still parked here? And you look around and they've all got like paintings and dents on it, and one says Fred Loya, one says Progressive, one says Geico. And I'm like, these guys are using the entire 2 city block to just for their cars.
That's understandable.
So,
I
and then
would be
it looks
upset about
bad.
that.
It looks bad. If you're just visiting Harlingen for the first time, you're like, why is the city letting this one company have a monopoly on this much parking space? I came down from Seattle. Parking is at a huge premium up there. Like that would never fly. There'd be like street wars over something like that. So, but anyway.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna get with my highway enforcement commander.
Okay.
I'm gonna send some guys out there to take
Okay.
a look at it. Do you want me to, contact you? and
Yeah,
let
sure,
you know
sure,
what's
sure.
going on?
It's my channel's It's Just a Camera.
Okay,
It's YouTube.
it's called Just a Camera.
It's Just a Camera, yeah. And
And I'm sorry, what is your name?
I don't usually. But well, let me get your name first. And you're Sergeant
Sergeant Larry Moore.
Larry Moore. Okay.
Yes.
I'll give you my name off camera here. Well, guys, that went well, and I'm sorry I cut off the video. I went ahead and provided him my contact information. I don't have public contact information yet, like some of these other channels do. So I just gave him what I've put out there publicly before to other people. And then at the end, I made sure and made my point that, look, man, here's my issue. My tax dollars pay for those parking spots, and I don't want my tax dollars to go to help a private company boost their earnings. And I gave the examples. I said, hey, oh, you got 15 more cars to be fixed? Yeah, come on, man, bring them on. City of Harlingen lets us park anywhere we want. We can take 15 more cars for repair. And they just got through making another, $17,000, $25,000 because my tax dollars are paying for those public parking spots. They got the money to build their own garage. And he said, I agree with that 100%. And he's Sergeant Larry Moore, is what he said. He said, he said, it's definitely a big issue. We're gonna look into it. He said sometimes they miss things. I understand that. I said, I don't see how you could, especially the graveyard guys, when that whole plaza is just chock full of broken down, obviously disabled and crashed cars. But okay, that's fine. Plausible deniability, we'll go with that. He's saying they might have missed it. All right, well, let's give him a chance to fix it. He says he'll be in contact with me, so we'll see what happens. All right, that's that for the story right now. I may or may not end up going to the city to see what they have to say about it. I'm not sure.